All right, good morning, everybody. My name's Kirby Wright, down in from Estill Springs, Tennessee this morning, and we got the call muted and recording, so we're good to go. And this morning, my wife, Cindy Wright, who's really the person that had the idea to start this wake-up call a few years back, and I think it's a great idea. Every morning from 8:15 to 8:30, we spend about 15 minutes sharing a nugget out of this book, Little Things Matter. And it's a great way to start your day. So if you've been down in on a regular basis but you've never invited anybody, think about somebody that might be able to benefit. Everybody would, but somebody that might dial in and benefit from this call that we do, the wake-up call here at 8:15 every morning, Monday through Friday. And with that, I will introduce my wife, Cindy Wright, to do the call. Cindy, you got the call.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the wake-up call. We are on Chapter 63, Defuse the Ticking Time Bomb. I think everybody saved this chapter for me. He says, have you ever thought or said something like this? If he does that one more time, I'm going to lose it. Or, if she keeps treating me that way, I'm going to give her a piece of my mind. Or, if this happens again, I won't be able to restrain myself. These are examples of what I call the ticking time bomb. When people say these types of things, I cringe and want to say, warning, when you know in advance that you are going to retaliate if someone does or says something again, you are in danger of exploding, hurting other people, and damaging your reputation. Losing control of your emotions is something that can happen anywhere, whether at home, in the workplace, or even on the volleyball court. My guess is we've all been there at one time or another. Whether it's a rare occurrence for you or something you struggle with regularly, it is critical that you never allow yourself to lose it. When you lose control of your emotions and explode at someone, you damage your reputation in the eyes of the person who received the brunt of your anger, and also in the eyes of witnesses as well. You can spend years building your reputation and ruin it in 5 seconds if you don't know how or learn how to control your negative emotions. He said, consider this true story as another type of a ticking time bomb. He said, a loyal reader of the Little Things Matter blog sent me an unusually curt and caustic email criticizing a recent post. I was a bit stunned when I read it, as I generally think of him as even-tempered, discerning, and complimentary. I thought to myself, what the heck is going on here? I sent him a short email to ask what he didn't like about the lesson. His response was enlightening and is worth of a direct quote. He said, I was sitting on another cross-country flight, not in a very good mood, and did not like the long description in the example you provided, nor did I think it proved your point. Todd, I know and respect you very well. We are friends. However, my language should have not been as glib and unkind as it was. We all know the reply button can be a time bomb, and I hit it. I apologize. I learned a great lesson about keeping my mouth shut when I am tired and ornery. I am sure you have found yourself in this type of situation as well. You're tired, frustrated, overwhelmed, or feeling resentful, and someone's behavior makes you want to scream. You feel the presence building, and unless you take precautionary measures, the ticking time bomb will get the best of you. Well, this is a great chapter, because I don't think there's anyone that I know of that does not have that fuse, that at some point in their life has gone off, unless they're very, very, very controlled. But most of the time it's happened. And I know for me, Kirby, my husband, probably has heard it more than anyone. And because your spouse gets, like, whether you're mad at somebody, like a friend or family member or business associate or whatever, you're probably going to go off on your spouse. I can't believe they did that. They do that. They're the ones probably hearing it. And so it's just, this is a tough one. I mean, you really do have to guard your tongue. You have to think, whenever I get in a situation where I am going to respond to someone in an email or a text, and it's something I am doing, like because I'm ticked off, I have to just save it. Like, I am not going to respond right now. 9.5 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, I go back and read it and delete it almost every single time, or rewrite it, because when you calm yourself down and really think about what you're saying, those heated words and anger are only there for a little while, and then you got to calm down. Kirby, when he gets upset about something, he's going to send a text. He always lets me read it, and I usually say, delete it, don't send it, or, you need to change that, or give me that phone and let me change it for you. Stuff like that. I mean, we use each other, kind of bouncing off. Is this too strong? Is this going to hurt someone's feelings? What, should I say this? So anyway, I'll give it to you, Kirby, because I'm sure you have something to say about this.
Well, the ticking time bomb is pretty accurate in that fuse is always there, and you just never know. And I have a coaching friend out in California that talked about stacking, and sometimes we stack things on top of each other, a little problem here, and then another little problem on top of that, and then another problem on top of that, and all of a sudden we snap. And like Cindy said, it has nothing to do with the person that we're talking to many times. It's this stuff that's stacked up in our emotional mind there that is ready to explode. And one little thing, the straw that broke the camel's back, like I have these tennis shoes I'm wearing today, Cindy, that when I walk sometimes I drag my foot just a little bit and they squeak like on the basketball court, and it drives her crazy. I don't intend to do it. I didn't know they were that way when I bought the shoes, but when I walk around, especially in our house on hardwood floors, every now and then I'll hear it squeaking. It doesn't bother me, but it drives her crazy. But anyway, I have no idea why I went down that rabbit trail. But I think where this shows up a lot is on social media and on texting and emails and things. And to Cindy's point, a lot of times I'll have stuff stacked up, and I'll get some text or I'll get some email or I'll see some stupid post, and I'll want to respond. And many times I'll go ahead and write a lengthy email or response or post or reply or whatever, and hand it to Cindy and go, should I send this? And 9.5 times out of 10, she'll say, no, don't, delete it, read it, delete it is a good way to go. But let some water under the bridge, let some time go by and cool down, go back and read it, and maybe reword it, maybe just not send it at all. Maybe pick up the phone instead of sending an email or a text. But controlling our emotions, and it was interesting when Cindy was reading it, it said learn how to control your negative emotions. Positive emotions and the exuberance and the zeal that we have for things and for life sometimes, that's fine. Let that out. But it's the negative emotions that can hurt other people when you say the wrong thing, you say something hateful or even just short, or sometimes you don't even realize. A lot of times I'm a very direct communicator. When I want to communicate, I want to tell somebody exactly what I want to say. I want them to tell me exactly what they want to say, and I just want to communicate that way. A lot of people can't handle that. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people like to put a little gravy on it and smooth it out and make it a little more easy to digest. But I'm guilty of being direct, and sometimes that doesn't work. So Cindy can look at that and go, no, you don't need to say that. Say it maybe this way, and it'll be a lot better. So with that, Cindy, what kind of challenge did Todd leave us with on this chapter?
He said, the next time you feel the tension rising and you start to think you can't handle any more of someone or something, take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Pause to consider the damage you might cause to your job, reputation, or relationship if you don't keep your emotions in check. Use this awareness to make sure you don't say or do anything you will later regret. Somebody I recently saw on Facebook who had a family member die, which was sudden, I believe, and I don't really know this person, but they were very upset and distraught and their first message was, please pray for me, pray for my family. And, you just wanted to just stop and pray, for this person who was hurting. And then, like, the next day, the post was anger, and cussing and saying the F word. And she was so mad about what had happened. And it was like, whoa, this was a ticking time bomb. One of those, even though she's hurting so bad, probably wasn't appropriate for her to put that on social media. But at the same time, you have to understand emotions at that time during a sudden death, you can't control. You can't control it. That's when you have to give someone grace for saying something out of, the ticking time bomb. But, it just made me realize how hurt she was, really. So anyway, he says one last thing. He said, when you choose to respond rather than react to a difficult situation, you demonstrate to others and yourself that you are in control of your emotions. So with that, Kirby, I'll let you close out.
All right, very good. Good stuff. Thanks for being transparent. And it was a good chapter. I think we will close out the call here, and I'm going to unmute the lines and stop the recording. So stand by for a sec.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job,
See you
guys.
here.